Hey, what's up, guys? It's Foster from Inglês no Cru. Just real quick before we get started, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Cambly. So, Cambly, first, is awesome. It is just so awesome. It is unbelievably cool. You can literally just go to Cambly.com or download the Cambly app on your iPhone or your Android or whatever, and you have 24/7 on-demand English teachers at the click of a button. It is that easy. I've tried it. Alexia's tried it. A lot of our students have tried it, and I really can't tell you how cool it is. And it is just an honor and a pleasure to be working with Cambly because they are what makes this show possible. So thanks, Cambly. Go to Cambly.com, use the code Inglês no Cru, and get your first class for free. Okay, on with the show. Oi, fala aí, pessoal. Bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês no Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hey, Alexia. Hey, Amo. How are you? Happy Monday.
Hey, Foster. I'm fine. Live from Lisbon.
Finally, we are coming live from Lisbon, where the streets are crowded, full of gringos, which I am one of them, and the Wi-Fi is fast.
Yes, we are really happy to be here. I was really sad yesterday saying goodbye to the dogs.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that, Alexia, because
But
we're recording
now-
podcast and we gotta be happy.
But now we are here, we are back, and we are recording an episode. Well, we are starting a new series about television.
A series about series.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we said last week, we are experimenting with kind of a new format where each week we focus on one theme and give you an entire week of episodes on that theme. And this week, I thought a good idea would be TV series. How to watch TV, what are some good series to watch. And I thought it was a good idea because everyone watches TV.
And the most important part is how to use TV to help you study English.
Yes, so that is what this episode specifically is about. Is not about episodes, not about series. It's about how to watch TV to improve your English.
Yeah, so let's roll.
Let's roll. Okay, so first question, Alexia. Subtitles or no subtitles?
In my case, no subtitles.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Just a note for all our listeners. Alexia, a quite advanced English speaker, will lie to your face and say no subtitles when I know damn well she uses subtitles all the time.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Freaks and geeks, we are talking about this just to make it clear, but I never watch it with subtitles. David Letterman, the last 3 episodes, I didn't watch it with subtitles.
I wasn't saying literally all the time. I'm just saying you do use subtitles.
See, I am making my case here.
Your case is made. Okay, so in general, do you have opinions on subtitles or no subtitles?
Yes, it's true. When I am watching anything with subtitles, I don't pay attention on what's happening in front of me, like the scene and the actors and everything like
You're
that.
just reading.
I just read it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of science supporting this. It is crazy, but it is almost impossible to read and listen at the same time, even in your native language. So for example, sometimes when we watch something in English and for some reason we don't have an option and we have to have Portuguese subtitles, I find that I am actually not listening to the English, but I'm reading the Portuguese. And I'm like, this is stupid, you know? So my first thing about subtitles is never Portuguese subtitles.
Yeah.
Okay. It does not matter if you are a very basic learner. We will give you some tips. If you are very, very basic, you're probably not listening to this radio show. But in general, the idea of reading in Portuguese and listening in English simultaneously is a stupid idea. Don't do it.
Yeah, so if you are a basic student and you're just starting, start with English subtitles.
Yes. And while we're on that point, never, ever, ever, ever watch dubbed programs. I don't know if they still have these in Brazil, but if you watch like a movie in English, but all of the audio is in Portuguese and you just have Portuguese voiceovers, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, dubbed is dublado.
Yeah, so don't watch dubbed programs. That is just crazy. So if you're a beginner, what I would recommend is that TV is probably not the best platform for you. You should probably focus on beginning podcasts or YouTube videos. We have this thing in linguistics that we call, a lot of times we say comprehensible input. So that means you want to listen to something that you can understand at least a little bit, and then something just a little bit above your level. And most TV shows, if you are just beginning, will be way, way over your level, and you're not going to learn anything.
Okay, perfect. So if you are an intermediate student,
Yes. So if you are an intermediate,
intermediate.
okay, yeah. So a quick tip, Alexia. This is a mistake that you make a lot with words like intermediate, purchase. Almost always when we have words that end in ATE or words that end in ASE, so A and a consonant and E, it does not make the ate sound, it makes the it sound.
Mm-hmm.
So think about the words intermediate, delicate, articulate, adequate.
Intermediate. Is
Yeah.
that right? Delicate,
It's just like it.
intermediate.
Yeah. And you know the reason that you always mess this up is because you are thinking about the way we write it, and that is wrong. We don't speak the way that we write.
Yeah.
So repeat with me.
Intermediate.
Repeat with me. Intermediate,
Intermediate.
delicate,
Delicate.
adequate,
And what?
adequate,
Adequate. I have no idea what this is.
adequado,
Adequado.
adequate,
Adequate.
articulate,
Articulate.
better.
Okay.
One more word that you always mess up. Purchase.
Purchase.
Yeah. If I had a dollar for every time Alexia said purchase, I would be able to make a lot of purchases.
Okay, so with this type of student, what do you suggest?
Okay, if you are an intermediate student, if you can understand the majority of what we're talking about, I think most of our listeners will fall into this category. What I recommend is TV is a great option for you. So TV with English subtitles at first, and then gradually you can move to no subtitles.
Yeah, when you say TV, it's like talk shows, Netflix, things like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. When I'm talking about TV, I'm using that in a very broad sense. It could be movies, TV, YouTube series, anything, shows. Yeah. So, what I would recommend is depending on your level, if you really cannot understand anything, if you watch an episode of something simple like Friends and you just have no idea what's going on, try with English subtitles. If you can watch something without subtitles and you have a decent idea of what's happening and you can follow, the narrative and follow the plot, then go with no subtitles. It's the easiest way to really see where your English is, to understand how your comprehension is doing. It's just no subtitles. Then you are focusing on what people are saying. You are not reading.
Yeah. What I usually say to my Portuguese students, oh my God, is that watch it first with subtitles just to understand what's happening. And after, I don't know, 3 days, you go back and watch it without subtitles.
Yes. Yes. That is always a great thing for intermediate students. If you are really going to miss a lot without subtitles, then watch it first with subtitles, enjoy the movie, learn the characters, understand what's going on, and then go back and watch it without subtitles and see how much you understand.
Yeah, and don't be anxious. Like, it's a process.
It's a process.
Sorry, it's a process.
Yeah. So really the idea here is if you are using subtitles, you are training your reading. And most of my students already read quite well in English. Even if you don't read that well in English, that's probably not the point. Alexia, why are you learning English? Do you really want to read Shakespeare in his original language?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We have translations of all of that stuff.
I'm laughing not because I don't like Shakespeare. I do like it, but it's not like my main goal.
Yeah. A lot of my students say, like, I really want to be able to read articles in English. These articles exist in Portuguese too. No one reads anymore. The idea is to be able to listen and speak.
To communicate.
Exactly.
So if you are an advanced student, we already talked about it right here, right now. No subtitles, ever. You are advanced.
Okay.
You have to practice.
This is my recommendation for advanced, high intermediate, even intermediate students. Anyone that is serious about their English, here is what I recommend you doing. Watch something short. So it can be a short scene of a movie that you like, a dialogue from a show that you like, a YouTube video. Watch it a few times with no subtitles, okay? And really try to understand what you are understanding. So if there's a phrase that they say really fast and you cannot catch everything, stop it, repeat it. If you're watching on your computer, you can slow the audio down and then really understand what they're saying. And if you are super ambitious and a linguistic nerd like me, try to memorize the dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I try to do with the easy series, like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, because they are really, really easy and they have like natural way of speaking.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to do that.
Yeah. If you can memorize one entire scene from a show and repeat it, sometimes I even will turn off the audio so it's on mute after I memorize a dialogue, and then you can repeat and you're really acting the characters. So if I'm watching an episode of Friends and Joey's like, "What you doing?" or "How you doing?" and then you can say, "How you doing?" You know?
No, I watch you do it.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think that's it, right?
Yeah, the point of the episode is don't use subtitles.
Take yourself to how do I say that? Like,
out of your comfort zone.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, get yourself out of your comfort zone, push yourself, and that's it. We'll talk to you tomorrow with some cool recommendations of new shows that we are watching.
Yes, and excuse me because I'm gonna eat some pastel de nata now.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. If you like what we do, if you want to support the show, please check out inglesnocru.com. At inglesnocru.com, you can find everything from the worksheets for these episodes to learn all of the best pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, real English, the way we speak it on the streets. You can also do personalized private coaching sessions with me in our pronunciation course. Sounds cool. Most importantly, keep up the good fight and lose well. Até já já.